Well, I was walking my dogs and I was waiting to cross the street, pressed the button, the light changed, started to cross, but a driver coming from my right didn't see the light, so she ran through the light, hit another car that was crossing the street, and that other car spun around and knocked me out of the crosswalk. I landed on the sidewalk. I don't know if the impact from the car or the impact from the sidewalk did it, but I suffered a spinal cord injury at level T2 or thoracic 2, and it is complete, a complete injury as opposed to an incomplete one. So I can't feel or function below about the middle of my chest. I also had a left brachial plexus injury because my collarbone was broken, and that messed up the nerves going onto my left arm. So my left hand and arm didn't function very well either. My acute care, I recall waking up and being flown to the Shepherd Center from the Regional Medical Center at Memphis. But I wasn't still completely conscious then. I didn't understand at first that I was paralyzed. I was on a ventilator. I had a tracheotomy tube and a ventilator. I also ended up having to have a food to feed, to get nourishment. Acute care was a dark period for a while, but I gradually came to at the Shepherd Center and understood where I was and what was going on, and there got fantastic treatment care and got into their therapy program, their rehab, and really learned that they really helped me learn how to function with the injury and the paralysis. I can't feel or function below my chest. My left arm is messed up. I'm in a wheelchair. That requires a whole lot of remodeling of the house and a lot of adaptive technology to get through life and perform ADL, or activities of daily living. But really the greatest impact, I would say, that this accident had on me is that it made me realize how good human beings are. People are wonderful. Every day, every way, everyone I meet, all kinds of people, even more disadvantaged people than me, hold doors, go out of their way, they're considerate. It just has really opened my eyes to how beautiful people are and how wonderful they are. That's been the biggest impact. Well, I was fortunate enough to have a career in IT, which allows me to go back to doing the work that I was doing at the time of the accident. I've got to work for a great company called First Data Corporation. We process electronic financial transactions around the world, actually. And I have been there for 19 years. So they're kind of like family to me. They're at work too, and it's been great to be able to go back to them. I'm also finally getting my bachelor's in science degree. I've learned my career on the job, but now I'll actually have the document from the University of Phoenix to show I got my degree in that. One other thing I do is try to volunteer. I've received so much generosity from so many people since the accident that I wanted to give back, and I can give back a little bit. I've started with working at a crisis hotline here in Memphis, Memphis Crisis Hotline, which is part of a national network of suicide prevention lifelines and sexual assault hotlines and domestic violence hotlines. So I work there when I can on the weekends to just volunteer a little bit of time answering the phones there and connecting people to long-term need resources. Well, I was at the corner and I pressed the walk button. I waited for the light to change and the walk sign to come on. I looked around me because, that was ingrained in me since I was a child, to look both ways. That's good advice. I still didn't see a car because there was traffic in between the car that caused the accident and me. Well, the driver that caused this accident was unfamiliar with the territory, was looking for a street, and that's why the driver didn't noticed the stoplight, the street light that you should have stopped at. Get familiar. Use all the tools we have now to get directions from your GPS, or research the maps or the online maps before you go. Go slow. Slow down when you come to any intersection, regardless of whether it has a stop sign or a street light or anything else.